2026 baseball is underway. Happy opening weekend, baseball fans. The time to have clean slates, open minds, new faces to be embraced, and on your ops, new faces to be loathed. We have all been here before, experiencing the wide eyed merriment for the next 162 games. In most cases, destiny is written by mid to late August. Alas, there we sit, preferably with a cold drink in hand. In March, with envy over knowing your team's fate, or disgust if you're a Rockies fan, come on. Although they're 1-0, so congrats. Undefeated. It's the first games, even second, that some teams have been played. We've seen an amazing showing from New Blood. Murakami, Justin Crawford, Carson Benj, Carson Bengi. I'm not sure. It's a Met, so whatever. I'll I'll say it wrong intentionally now. So whichever one it is, I didn't mean to say that it was correct. And most importantly, Kevin McGonigle. Hell of a debut, kid. Hell of a debut. Love to see the debuts being everything and more for these studs. Speaking of studs, what happened, Paul? What happened, Paul Skeens? Two-thirds of an inning with a 67.5 ERA. Hate to see that line at the end of the day. But I'll give you a line for the past 2 days that have been really good and filled me with quite a bit of joy. Mike Trout. I don't have his stats right at my fingertips for the past 2 days, but let's welcome Mike Trout back to 2026 baseball. Good job, buddy. So is Mike Trout back? Question mark. No big deal. We'll find out. But as we do here on the pod, when someone departs Earth or retires, we pay respect. Jason Hayward, congratulations. Congratulations on a very good career. You were a very good player for quite a bit of time. May your future be healthier than each season you played, because you spent a little bit of time on the IL. Not often, but enough to remember. But please spend your retirement wisely, spend your money wisely. And most importantly, you were one of my favorites growing up. You had a lot of potential. You met that potential. I'm proud of you. As always, you know what I usually say here. Welcome to Drunks in the Pond. Be sure to like, follow, subscribe, comment, and most importantly, stay drunk.
We are finally back. And to answer everyone's question, no, the pod was not canceled for those who weren't keeping up with the Instagram stories. Unfortunately, we ran into a handful of issues. Not to make an entire story out of it, I'll give you guys a quick rundown. On March 12th, which was 15 days ago, we recorded episode 72, and this has never happened. So we recorded on Riverside, and usually for our recordings there, mine pretty much finishes immediately, and then Rich maybe has to hang out for like a minute or two so his finishes. No big deal. That's how it's been since we started using Riverside. For some reason, Rich's finished immediately on 72, and mine was at around 25%, I want to say. And I closed my laptop, closed everything down because I didn't realize it at the time. And our producer, Mr. Z, obviously, sent me an email and said, "Hey, like the video isn't done recording. If you just want to open up the app or open the laptop and let it finish, all good." And I said, "All right, cool. I'll do it after work." Open everything up, bar's not moving, stuck at 25%. And so then I get in touch with Riverside support. They're giving me a whole laundry list of shit to go through and try and figure it out. absolutely nothing was working. I was at wit's end with this entire thing. And I mean, Rich and if Damon were here, they could tell you that like I was venting in that group chat hard. Like when I tell you Riverside had me keep the app open on my phone all night to try and get this thing moving. So next to me is my phone and I've turned the screen all the way down, but it's still a little bright. So I'm barely sleeping cuz I'm like what the fuck? Like I like pitch dark. I can't have a night light. I need just pitch black. So this light is just messing with me the whole.
Agreed.
I finally fall asleep, wake up, and I'm like, bet it's got to be done. 25%. Bar never even moved. I'm like, all right. Next night. Oh, well, it seems like you recorded on your laptop. So open up Riverside on your laptop and just have it on all night. I'm like, all right. Same thing. Bar never moved. I get on and I'm like, dude, nothing is working. And I get an email back and it's like, well, it seems like you need to open it up on your phone. At that moment, dude, I was done. Like mentally just cooked. I was like, all right, dude, I'm done with this. Like we're gonna have to chalk this first episode up as just a complete L. Like there's no chance that I'm doing this again. And so luckily, after talking with Z, Rich, Damon, we decided to make the jump over to Zencaster, where we are currently recording now. So far, everything's working great. You
Zencaster.
know, their support has been awesome. Like, I had a couple issues already. They got back to me immediately, fixed it, no problem, dude. Zencaster, thank you for all the fucking support so far. Really helps.
Zencaster.
But to get to baseball news, obviously, the reason everyone's here, opening day was yesterday and opening night
Oh,
was Wednesday night, but I really don't think any of us counted opening night for opening day. Like opening day to me is when
not on
majority of
Netflix.
the teams play. We got to talk about that, man. I I was very happy baseball was back. Well, I mean, it was the first game, so it's worth starting with it.
All right, yeah, good point.
I was not a fan of that broadcast. Like it felt like a
Uh,
broadcast that was intended to bring in like a new audience. Which, listen, I'm fine with bringing in people to enjoy baseball and whatnot. Having Barry Bonds, Albert Pujols, oh, Anthony Rizzo was there. Having those guys talk ball, like it's cool, it's awesome. Like love that Barry Bonds is around the game talking about it as much as he is. Why the hell was Burt Kreischer on my screen crushing beers in a kayak, dude? I don't care.
and Netflix went for, in my opinion, this is obviously just an opinion, not slander, not anything along those lines. I think they went for the Netflix audience prior to even considering baseball audience. I understand that you want viewership, you want the people who are on your network to represent your network. I get that. That's fine logic. I'm not the biggest baseball purist. Like, I'm not one of those guys who are like, no, keep the game the same way. Not at all. I'm all for growing it and expanding it, but to add a bunch of random people who have nothing to do with the game, I feel like we're watching a Super Bowl commercial where it's just cameo after cameo after cameo. What the hell's the point? What does that have to do with the game? And I heard and I saw a bunch of people complaining about ads, ads on Netflix. That's news to me. Every TV show, movie I've watched on Netflix, which is quite a bit, very few ads. And by very few, I mean none. I guess I have premium. I don't know. Whatever. There's tiers to that. But people were saying after commercial breaks, you were seeing where there was already a strike or a ball in the count because they were busy doing ads and commercial breaks. One thing that should never happen in a baseball game is missed pitches by the camera. I'm going to quote The Wire here because not only is it 1A show of all time, but also because this quote just perfectly matches. All the pieces matter. You missed one pitch. Who's to say that the next time you miss another pitch, it's not 1-0 or 2-0 or it's a walk off? You can't have that. All the pieces matter. Lester Freeman, thank you for that one. You're the GOAT. That's all I really have to say about Netflix. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was busy with work and living my life. But unfortunately, watching a game on Netflix, most of Netflix's live events have been met with scrutiny, but also an overall positive experience. We haven't necessarily seen too much backlash, but the second you start taking away even minute, minuscule details in a baseball game, the purists are going to attack you and ravage you. Hopefully, I don't know what the next game slated for Netflix is. I know it's not a everyday occurrence for them. I know it's not going to be like a game a week and stuff like that. At least I'm not sure. I believe it's just events and special, like I guess at this point you'll call them rivalry games and stuff like that. But I haven't seen what the next game on Netflix is, and I'm okay with that. I'll look while you vent out your frustrations.
Yeah, I mean, like the one thing I do want to say on the topic of baseball games this year, like it's pretty obvious because we dealt with it last year, but I feel like now it's going to be even dumber this year. If you spend so much money on MLB TV, no matter what streaming service that game is on, you should be able to watch it on MLB TV.
Ugh.
Joe, who is the fourth member of DOTP, yeah, you know me. So he has an
Mhm.
MLB TV account, and no, we totally don't share an account. I, I totally don't have Joe's login information, and I'm currently watching baseball. Yeah, but so the Dodgers and Diamondbacks were playing last night, and I was like, all right, like I'm not a fan of either teams, but I'm a fan of baseball, so I'll put it on. And I go to MLB app, and I'm
Absolutely.
like, cool, there's the game right there. The game is actually on Peacock, so you need to go over to Peacock, and that's how you can watch the game. Luckily, I have a Peacock account through a friend, but we're not sharing an account. Wink, wink. So I was able to watch the
No.
game, but I'm sitting there, and I'm like, so you're telling me if I'm paying over $100 for MLB TV to watch baseball,
180 for the year.
something like that, I'm
It's a
paying
lot.
so much money for that, and then I go to turn on a game, and you're telling me that now I have to get a Peacock account, which is like what, 18, $19? So now I'm paying almost $200 and using an app that's going to have what, 15 games all year, maybe? Like, what the hell are we doing here? I'm already spending close to $200 for this subscription, and now you're telling me I need to buy other apps just to watch baseball? Like, what is this? Like, it should be a thing where if you're buying an account with this, you get any game, no matter what streaming service is on. Like, congratulations, you bought this, so now you're going to get all the games, no matter what. Games on Apple TV, don't worry, you got it through MLB TV. It's fine, don't worry about it. Like, I shouldn't need to sign up for all these streaming services to watch baseball. Like, what the hell happened? I was so on board with switching over from cable to streaming because I truly thought it would be easier. This is so suddenly becoming more of an issue. Like, I kind of just want to go back to cable. Like, just put the games on cable and I'll just buy a baseball package. Like, dude, this is ridiculous. Like, I love this game so much, but
So,
I am not buying 15 streaming services to watch games.
I mean, I am with you 1000% on this. I mean, if you do the math, buying MLB TV, it should guarantee you access to 162 games times 30 teams. That means 4,860 games. It should guarantee you access to that. The thing is, I understand specific games and everything like that might have rights to a different streaming service or a channel, however you want to put it. But it shouldn't be still to this point where we've talked about it since back in the yesteryear, where you can't watch a Phillies game if you're in the Philadelphia market on MLB TV. You can't watch a White Sox game in the Chicago market if you're not on whatever channel they're on. I don't know. But yeah, like it's like that for all 30 teams. There is BS afoot, and it's all about the money. The money, the money. I don't know why we have talked about this for 3 seasons now. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the NFL is starting to become as annoying. Where you had what was it, Christmas Day on Netflix?
Yeah, I think it was Christmas.
Christmas Day or Thanksgiving. Regardless, it was a holiday game on Netflix, and then you have Prime, and then you have I think they did one other game on another streaming network, and I don't remember what it was. But regardless, I mean the NBA is on TNT, ESPN, other cable. I don't know. I don't follow
Yeah,
the NBA.
yeah.
I know they're on TNT and TBS sometimes, and then you got hockey, which I think you can only watch hockey now via smoke signals. I don't really know. Like you learn about what happens in hockey via the ESPN app, even though they don't care about hockey. Which, by the way, I'm playing your mom for the championship in fantasy hockey this week.
Nice. Good luck.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, yeah. All four of the major sports are starting to stray away from just local network and their subscription packages from the league. There's 4,860 games in the MLB per year. If we're lucky, 4,862, due to a wild card,
Yeah.
game 163. I guess you would say 1,868 if there was four wild card games, including all 14 18s. That'd be pretty cool. It would never happen, but whatever. Why is it that the league is still abhorrently against people watching the sport?
Couldn't tell you.
We can ask this question every single year. I'm tired of asking it. I feel like it's old news, but at the same time, the league just keeps effing us in another way where they add something else and a different place and time and date and show network and streaming platform for us to watch it on. This year, like I started looking up while you started ranting in a good way, not a bad way. You were very good. There are three Netflix games slash events this year. So we have opening night, Yankees versus Giants, March 25th. Then we have the Home Run Derby, which is thankfully not on ESPN for the first time in maybe ever. That's July 13th, held in Philly. And we have the Field of Dreams game 1 month later, August 13th, Phillies and Twins. God, they love us this year. They love us this year. Field of Dreams really makes sense, though, for Philly versus Minnesota.
I'm so goddamn mad at that. I'm so mad at that. Not for
What
any
was the.
wrong reason.
Wasn't it originally Phillies Mets? It was
I'm
originally
not sure.
Phillies Mets. And then everyone went, what the hell? No, it was. It was, because we talked about it during, I believe, end of last season, during like September, something like that. But that was supposed to be Phillies Mets. And then everyone went, Phillies Mets played in London. We don't need another special event Phillies Mets. And then all of a sudden it became the Twins
Here's the thing.
because that
I
makes
don't
so much
hate the
sense.
I don't hate the fact we're playing the Twins. If anything, I hate the fact that it's a day before a very special event for me because I was telling somebody like last year, I was like, I would love to go to the Field of Dreams game. Like that would be awesome. And the
Nope,
Phillies
not when your team's
Instagram put
playing.
it out. The Phillies Instagram put it out. It's like Phillies at Field of Dreams 2026. I'm like, yes, like here it is. Like here's the trip. I saw the date and I was like, you have got to be just absolutely shitting me right now. I was like, there's no way that it's the day before the biggest day of my entire life. I was like, there's no chance. And I
No,
looked at Morgan and I was like, I was asking her, I was like, how fast do you think I could get? She was like, don't even finish that sentence if you want to be there the next day. I was like, bet. I was like, no problem. I was like, I was just wondering.
you look great today. You
I
you
was
look great
like,
today. Thank you.
listen, I was just putting it on the table. I had a feeling it was going to get knocked off, but like on the off chance, she would have been like if it means that much, I'm like, no, But listen, I'm looking forward to watching it. Obviously, I'll probably be where I need to be the day before, and we'll tune in.
Yes. In
Yeah,
bed quietly by 8 p.m.
probably not. I doubt I'll be sleeping much the night
No,
before.
we're gonna be at your we're gonna be at your pregame party.
I don't know how much of a pregame party it's going to be, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. We still have some time. To the bigger point, though, baseball's back, and my God, dude,
Yes.
eh, thank thank the Lord that baseball's back because this winter was an awful one. Like it was freezing cold. The snow sucked. I got snowed in my neighborhood like 4 days. Just a brutal winter. And then it was what 70 degrees on Tuesday. I was sweating. I got sunburn. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, we're back. We've never been more back than we have been right now. And I don't want to put it in anyone's face because I'm not that type of guy. But Justin Crawford is exactly who I said he was, and I will not be discredited on that front.
No,
Everybody on
sorry.
Twitter was like, everyone on Twitter was like, wow, dude, look at Justin Crawford. Like, sure, he doesn't hit for power, but, he can make contact and he gets on base. And I'm just like, what have I been saying this entire time? And then shout out the weirdos on 94 WIP who were sitting there and like, I would trade Justin Crawford right now for a relief pitcher, and I would trade him for Luis Robert, and I would do all that. I'm like, dude, no. Like, I don't want Luis Robert on this team. He could have a 30-30 season this year, and I would still take Justin Crawford over Luis Robert. And that Justin Crawford comes up, goes what, 2 for 4, and all of a sudden those same people are like, Never had a doubt about Justin. It's like, dude, there's a reason you work for 94 WIP and not an actual good radio station because you'll never be taken serious a day in your entire life. Argument done. But I mean, Richie brought up another debut and shout out Magoo, Kev McGonigle, bro. You can't have a debut much better than that. You truly cannot. 4 for 5, two
4 for
doubles, two
5.
RBIs. Yo, shout out the Delco kid, the wild child, McGonigal. Like that was a hell. I watched that game and I was like, damn,
Two,
dude.
two doubles in your debut. Incredible. But then also two other base knocks? Like, come on, man. And two RBIs. You want to know the other two players who have had 4 hit games in their major league debut on opening day? The kid, Ken Griffey Jr., and up for debate, but also there's not a lot of room for debate because facts are facts. But also, you know what? I'll just end it here. Barry Bonds.
No one's going to discredit Barry Bonds.
The purists are purists, and they're too pure. This is why we left England. Too pure. That is amazing company to be lumped in with. I can't argue any of that. I think that's one of the best possible things. Yes, sir.
You said Barry Bonds did what in his debut?
4 hits?
I got a different stat line, and this is
Or was it?
100% worse.
Okay, so I might have misread that meme earlier, but my apologies.
Okay.
Continue.
No, no, no.
Do teach me.
Barry Bonds went 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts and a walk.
In his MLB debut,
In Barry Bonds in his MLB debut, May 30th, 1986 for the Pirates against the Dodgers at Three Rivers Stadium. Leading off and
so it
starting
was
in
not
center
opening day.
field.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts and a walk. He was wearing number 7.
So Barry Bonds was born 7, 24, and 25. Ugh, I don't like 7. But yeah, my apologies. I misspoke. I misread. I'm sorry.
That's all good. It's
I
all
know.
good.
Sorry to add a little glaze to the 7-time MVP. That makes me feel dumb. But anyway, yeah. Oops. Kevin McGonigle, congratulations for having such an amazing debut. You have done nothing wrong. I misspoke. My apologies. But you still went 4 for 5, and that is damn awesome.
For sure. No doubt at all.
For some of you wondering why we're glazing Kevin McGonigle, he is kind of our hometown hero. He went
Yeah.
to the high school that Jay went to the high school next door, literally. Kevin McGonigle went to a Catholic school. Jay went to a public school because he's a cretin. And
Yep.
I used to sell Kevin McGonigle food at the deli that I worked at. By the way, if any of you ever want to make Kevin McGonigle happy, get him a really good chicken parm sandwich. A really good chicken parm sandwich.
I'll have to
It
keep
was
that in
his
mind.
favorite thing at Severa's Deli. Severa's Deli, rest in peace. You will never be the same.
Spent damn near 10 years of my life there. Shout out to Vers.
Same dog.
So we got to talk about what the hell the Yankees are doing because I am so goddamn confused.
Before you dive into it, are we getting into their wonderful outfield, or are we getting into their wonderful? They don't know how to structure a roster, or are we getting into their basically lack of any awareness anymore?
I think this move definitely hits on two of the three with roster construction and truly not knowing what they're doing anymore. I mean,
Okay,
in all honesty, there's probably two points you can make on this. First one being is that the Yankees came out and they were like, "We're going to go to a four-man rotation until we get some of our injured players back," and it was like, okay, like, but why? Like, you have Luis Heel, who isn't a bad pitcher. Like, when he's on, he's on. Like, he's major league arm. He's played a couple years at the top level,
Rook- rookie of the year.
and yeah, like, and you're sending him down to AAA when you have four arms in your rotation. Like, what the hell are you doing? Put him in there. He's your number five. He's your number three. The rest of the other
He's
two slide back.
he's healthy, right?
Yes. They sent him down
Okay,
because they were like, we're just going to go with a four-man rotation. You do not have that luxury. Like, you don't have the luxury of a
no one
four-man
does.
rotation in the opening week of baseball. Now, mind you, they have shut out the Giants twice, so shout out them for having actually solid pitching to start. But what if one of these guys goes down? What are you going to do? Three-man rotation. Luis Hill stays in AAA. What is the plan? Is your plan to just leave them on the front lines and be like, don't worry, guys. Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon are coming back any day now. And they're like, we need bandages and morphine. And they're throwing like seeds at them. Like, here, they're ranch flavored. Take it. They're like, no, we need help. He's like, here's some double bubble. Like, why? Why would you go with a four-man rotation this early in the season? Like, dude, I don't know. It
It doesn't
doesn't make sense to me.
like yeah, this is the only time of the year you can get away with a four-man rotation because of the amount of off days you have at the beginning of the season. I mean, you play one, off, play two games, off, play two, off, one game. You can have a stabilized, healthy rotation this early, but 3 weeks in, you're back to normal, man. You're going 1 to 2 off days a week, but most likely 1.5 if you want to average it out. It's not wise to go that long without your fifth. And your fifth needs to be just as on point, as focused, as basically fatigued as the rest of the staff. You need everyone to be on the same page. You can have some rookies come up late. You can do all that stuff, especially if you're one of those teams that love to do all that manipulation with rookies and time manipulation, all that crap. But the Yankees don't have that luxury to do much manipulation because they have a lot of injuries. Not necessarily a lot, but Rodon and Garrett Cole both being on the shelf. You need a fifth arm. If they've been on the shelf this long, you're going to need them to take some off days later in the season. So you need that fifth arm now. It's a game of numbers, baby.
So just to kind of tell you like where the Yankees are at injury wise. Garrett Cole was placed on the 15-day IL, which is effective March 25th, but he's not expecting a return until late May or early June. Carlos Rodon was placed on the 10-day IL, retroactive to March 22nd. He's expected back in action by late April and early May. Clark Schmidt on the 60-day IL since February 12th, recovering from Tommy John surgery, not expected back until the second half of the season. You're expecting this four-man rotation to hopefully get you around to the time when Carlos Rodon comes back. What happens when one of these guys goes down? Like, obviously, you're going to have to call up Luis Heel, but then you're still going with a 4-man rotation. Like, just go 5. I don't understand what they're trying to do here with their pitching. But outside of that, can we finally just come to an agreement that Jason Dominguez is not who anyone thought he was going to be? Like, the Yankees hyped this kid up like he was going to be the second coming of Jesus, and I just don't see it. He's not that good in the field. His bat isn't what it was expected to be. He's down in the minor leagues. That is how subpar this dude has been. He's starting in Triple A. You can't beat out Giancarlo Stanton, who can't even open a bag of chips because his arms hurt that bad for a starting spot on this team. Obviously, you're not going to put Stanton in the minor leagues. I get
Also,
it.
wait,
But, like,
wait.
go ahead.
To be fair, they have two players who should be on this roster above Randall Grichuk, and I have no problem saying this, Ahmed Rosario. Granted, both their players who should be on the roster are both outfielders. Jason Dominguez had a north of 300 average, 4 home runs in spring, 3 or 4. The kid played really well during spring. But then you also have Spencer Jones, where all Spencer Jones does is hit home runs. And yet you have Randall Grichuk, who is a seasoned vet, and he hit less than a buck 50 during spring. So it's roster construction that makes zero sense in this aspect. You are right, though. Jason Dominguez has been a prospect for 72 years in their system. So I don't necessarily know what the hell they're going to end up doing with him. I feel like we saw a prospect card for him in MLB The Show. What,
Like
14?
18. It's like
Yeah, dude, there was a prospect card for him almost a decade ago. It's outrageous.
the fact that he's played in 149 major league games. Like, obviously, he only played in. Let me get his stats real quick. He played in 8 games in 2023. He accumulated 0.2 WAR, which isn't a lot, but then again, he didn't play in enough games to really build WAR. 2024, he played in 18 games and he put up 0 WAR. 2025, his legit rookie season, like, this was like the year where he was really supposed to get it going. Played in 123 games and put up zero point 0.5 WAR. So in 3 years of major league appearances, we'll say like a year and some change of major league appearances, he hasn't gotten 1 WAR yet. Like, I'm not crapping on the guy, but like, when you have an outfield that consists of Trent Grisham, who I think I don't even think anyone was stunned when he accepted his qualifying offer because it was like $20 million. Like, you would have to be the biggest asshole in the world to think that you were ever going to get that much
Yeah,
money from any other team. So, like, yeah, we get why he went back. And I know Yankees fans were furious when Grisham came back. Aaron Judge, you're not going to get rid of. Like, so you have these pieces, but when you had a prospect who was so hyped up that everyone was like, look out, like, this is the kid, he's the Martian, he's going to take us to the next level. And this is, well, like,
he's been
he had a
untouchable.
great spring. Like, he hit 347, which is solid for spring. You look at that
Yeah,
and you're like, nah, triple A with you, bro. Like, what? Like, what the hell are we doing? Like, I don't know if the Yankees have kind of fallen apart with like how they develop their prospects, or like if they can't judge the timetables correctly. But like I don't know. I find it insane that they have Randall Grichuk on this roster and not Jason Dominguez, who was supposed to be the next big thing. Like
I mean,
I don't know.
Grichuk went 3 for 24 this spring. Batted 125. But yeah, let's keep the kid who costs significantly less in the minors. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Quick look at this. Also, I did not know Grichuk had 212 home runs. So surprisingly good for him.
The fact that Randall Grichuk was given the job, like it's kind of crazy. Like, yeah, I understand why you signed him for depth and whatnot, but like, what do you think that's saying to Jason Dominguez? Like, it's like, hey, like I know that we told you that you were the next big thing, but like we decided to go with the guy who went 3 for 24 in spring training. And like
I,
not to like to segue to the Phillies situation a little bit here. Like Phillies picked up Dylan Moore, who is a super utility guy. Like the guy will play any position. If you need him to go sit in the 300 levels and
yeah,
catch foul balls, he'll do it. Dylan Moore went 7 for
he
36
will.
in spring training, and he hit 194. And then Dylan Moore was like, "Well, either you're going to release me or you're going to put me on the major league roster." And I feel like majority of people would have been like, "Really?" Later, like, like, brother, yeah, congrats on playing every single position, but you do not have a stick. Like, and then the Phillies picked up the option. I'm like, why? Do we really? Is Dylan Moore really the piece that's going to bring it all together? Is Dylan Moore just going to be another Whit
Yes,
Merrifield who we dispose of at some point? Goes to back to Seattle, hits like 280, and we're like, yep, this tracks so so completely. Well, this tracks.
but Whit Merrifield gave us the emergence of Weston Wilson, and we let Wilson go. Yeah, I'm gonna miss Weston Wilson. Did he make the Orioles roster? I'm not sure.
If I had to
Let's
guess,
find.
probably not.
Yeah, well, he was out of minor league options, so let's find out.
He went 7 for 30 in spring training for a nice 233 average.
That is so much better than Dylan Moore and Randall Grichuk.
Like
With Weston Wilson being gone, we have Otto Kemp now.
yeah, who is now listed as an outfielder, which is was like, all right, like I guess Otto Kemp's going to be platooning with Brandon Marsh in left field, and occasionally
You
playing
know what?
center when
Either that or the other way around. Marsh will be playing center. But I
yeah.
mean, I think I kind of think we're at the point where Brandon Marsh shouldn't be a platoon player. He's like that level right above where you're like, you know what? Yes, but no, but yes, but no. We saw what happens when you give Brandon Marsh playing time after the beginning of the year where he had immense struggles. You saw that he became more of a complete player, and you saw that he, when facing left-handed pitching, was not bad. All you have to do is give him a shot, and he got that shot, and he did. He had a good stick for 3 quarters of the season. If that first quarter of the season was not anywhere near as bad as it was. I mean, what do you go for? 0 for 20?
Uh, yeah,
It was
something like
bad.
that. So I understand wanting to like give Brandon Marsh the full time left field job and be like, hey, listen, like he hits well enough that like he can hang. I just like seeing what he did against lefties last year. Like in 59 games, 76 at bats, he had 15 hits, and he compiled an average of 197 and an on base percentage of 287. So like there's still work to be done, and I understand that like if you want work to be done, you have to give them the work. So like if you wanted to let Brandon Marsh play majority of the games until the All-Star break and take a look at it from there, and if you're like, dude, he's not progressing, then you handle it there, maybe call up Brian De La Cruz and be like, all right, listen, like we really need to like pick it up here. So we're going to let Brian play against lefties. You'll still play against righties where it's crazy enough. He hit 300 against righties. So he crushes right-handed pitching. There's no problem. Lefties are still a struggle, but I do agree. Give him the chance to prove himself. Give him to the All-Star break. See how he does. If he's hitting anywhere above like 250, if he's hitting like 265, then let him keep it. I'm not expecting him to start hitting against lefties and all of a sudden show up with like a 295 average. I think that's completely unreasonable. Now, like if he's hitting like in like the 180s, 170s, then it's like, all right, dude, listen, like we really tried to give it a shot. Unfortunately, it's not happening. So, we're going to try and figure it out. And then that's how you handle that situation. So, yeah, I do agree. Give him the work. The worst that's going to happen is he fails, and then you just make a decision.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, Weston Wilson is on the major league roster.
Good for him. Very good
Yes,
for him.
good for him. It's exactly what the Orioles needed. A not blonde-haired white guy.
Finally decided to put some brown hair in that locker room.
Yeah, it's about time. A brown hair with fake. You know what? No, a gentleman who is old enough to grow facial hair
There you go.
because their team is nothing but baby faced blondies and Pete Alonso. I feel like if Pete Alonso was to grow facial hair, he would have a soul patch. He- He'd be looking like Richie Sexton or Jeff Bagwell, where it's just a little strip. I don't know why, but I feel like that's Pete Alonso's MO.
Honestly, hold on. Let me pull up a picture of old Petey Alonso. If Petey, honestly, the first picture that comes up is Petey with a somewhat of a stubble beard. It doesn't look that bad. Like if he just brings back some solid stubble, I think he'd be just fine. The problem is that when he doesn't have the facial hair, he just looks like a thumb. And a thumb is a bad look for anybody who has very short hair and no facial hair at all. You don't want to walk around the rest of your life looking like Ty Wigginton. I promise you that. But we have more important things to talk about, and we have a lot to catch up on this topic. Richie, I'm thinking of a 6-letter word begins with H. Can you guess what it is?
Ooh. Ah. Is it hot dog?
You would be correct. It is hot dog.
Ooh.
And
Yay!
with hot dogs brings our greatest sponsor. It is time for your Wolfgang's Weenie of the Week, brought to you by Wolfgang's Wieners. And we have to catch the fine folks up because obviously, as we mentioned at the beginning, the first episode 72 was
Oh, yeah.
not completed, but the winner for that was Mr. Jerkson Profar, who failed not one, but two drug tests and has completely pretty much walked away from baseball. I don't think anyone's heard from him since. I don't even think baseball knows where he's at. He's probably hanging out with Emmanuel Clase and Jose Ruiz right now.
I heard he was selling DVD players in Queens.
That tracks. That tracks.
Hmm. Except nothing on the inside. Nothing on the inside of the DVD players was the right stuff. So it was just like in Zohan where he goes, but it's Sony Guts. Yeah. 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 That's exactly what he's doing. Listen, the dude was gonna play for the Netherlands. I'm not being racist. I'm not making a joke about his heritage or anything like that. He was gonna play for the Netherlands. That's just funny.
So Jerks and Profar won it for March 12th. And
Yeah.
now with this current week, Richie brought up someone well who deserves a couple. I would definitely say it's worth a couple pigs in a blanket. O'Neal
Ooh.
Cruz completely screwed Paul Skeens. Not one, but two botched plays in center field that
Oh, so
allowed
bad.
what 4 runs to score. Like Paul, 5 runs, correct. Paul's stat line looks bad, but I can't put all the blame on him. Like, I don't know why the Pirates looked at O'Neal Cruz as a shortstop and said, you know where you fit so well on this team? In center field. And O'Neal Cruz was
I
just kind
mean,
of like, I've never played center field a day in my life, but yeah, fuck it. Why not? Let's see what happens.
I I know why.
I'm interested.
Connor Griffin.
Yeah, Connor Griffin's so good they put him back in the minors.
Because of time manipulation.
If you think Bob Nutting is suddenly going to do anything right for Pittsburgh, I I have a bridge to sell you. But back to the point. O'Neal Cruz definitely gets a couple pigs in a blanket for being obviously the worst defensive center fielder I think any of us has ever seen. But the weenie of the week for March 27th, and this is the final entry for March, is none other than Phillies owner John Middleton.
No, no, no.
John Middleton is putting on a masterclass of things to not say to piss off Philadelphians. Say and do.
Man.
First, so let's start from the beginning. John Middleton
We're
had
in the off
announced.
season.
Well, I was going to start with this past week because I feel like if we start from the off season, we're going to be here for a while.
Hey,
Like,
yeah, I mean, the dude said a lot.
yeah, I said a lot, and a lot of it has been wrong. Uh, so sometime at the beginning of the week, John Middleton came out and said that Harry the K's famous left field upper deck porch. It's it's pretty much been a bar. Like there was the restaurant on the lower deck that was Harry the K's, and then it just kind of was like, nah, what it's whatever at this point. But they did keep Harry the K's on the left field awning. It's been there for God knows how long. John Middleton decided to rename the deck the Ghost Pavilion Upper Deck, some dumb shit like that, sponsored obviously by the Ghost Energy Drink. And Phillies fans were kind of like, you're taking apart a tradition right now because of money. Like, so money can buy you, is what you're ultimately showing.
Dude, no lie. When I saw that, me and your uncle were at work, and I literally went, "Are you J my D right now?" No, no, that's ridiculous. That shouldn't happen because who the hell actually drinks Ghost Energy except for 14-year-olds?
Like, the fact that they just gave up the name Harry the K's for Ghost Energy Drink is absolutely insane. So that happened, and it was kind of everyone in Philly Twitter has been going insane, like calling for John Middleton's head, pretty much. And then the Phillies went and they had like an open night to show off the new Diamond Club, which I listen, I love sitting in the Diamond Club. I haven't been up there yet. I do hopefully plan on getting in there this year. It looks cool. It looks revamped, and I'll be honest, it looks really modern. But modern seems to be this minimal style, which I don't really like. I don't like that all of the buildings of Philadelphia are starting to look the same. All the apartment complexes all look the same. They're all the same color. It looks awful. It looks gaudy. It's so that happened, and Phillies have had a clock in center field. It's a very nice clock. It's a shout out to I believe Connie Mack and Old Shy Park, which is awesome. Like I love that Philly has kept a lot of baseball tradition.
An analog clock. Let's
Yes.
also feature that because that means history for all you kids out there. Learn to read them.
You know, they took it down, I think, for the All Star sign. And someone asked them, they're like, John, like, do you plan on putting the clock back up after like the All Star game? Because obviously you're not going to need the space anymore for the sign. Like, put the clock back. And John's like, nah, I don't think we're going to do that. And everyone was kind of like, dude, like, what the hell? First you take away Harry the K's, and now you're taking down the analog clock. Like, why? Like, these are two staples of Citizens Bank Park. This is what makes the ballpark the ballpark. If I wanted to go and see advertisements, I drive down 95. Like, I don't want to go to the ballpark and be smacked in the face by 90 advertisements. I get it. These people are giving you money. I don't care. Like, I don't mind some advertisements. Like, some stadiums do it right. Some aren't covered wall to wall in ads. At some point, they're going to start selling off pieces of like the foul territory and being like, that ball landed in the Ford sponsorship. If you go to your local Ford dealer, you'll get it. Like, I don't care. I don't care for
Yeah.
advertisements plastered everywhere. It's annoying as
Meanwhile, Crux in the middle of talking about oiling up Adolis
oh.
Garcia, and and then you're just like, meanwhile, you can get your oil changed at Robin Ford.
So like John Middleton made the comment on the clock, and it was like, all right, dude, like what the hell is he doing? Like these are Philly
Do something new
Citizens Bank
planned. Like,
staples. Like, and then it came out today, Friday, March 27th, that the Phillies have a deal with Harry Callis's widow. They pay her 20K a year for the rights to play High Hopes after the Phillies win. If you've been to Philly, you know it's a thing. A lot of people sing along with it. Like it's a bit. It's not
yes,
like it's not like a giant deal, but it's a nice tradition that the
but
Phillies
it's after
have had
every
for a
win.
while. Yeah, it's after a win, which we have more often now that we have actual star players. Like in the mid 2010s, we were kind of paying for the song to play like 30 times at home a year. Now we're paying
Yeah,
upwards of like 60 or 70 times. It's cool. But so the Phillies and her have this contract of like, here's 20K. We get the rights to play a song after a win, no problem. The Phillies decided, I'm assuming as a group, decided that they were no longer going to pay her the 20K for the song. So, as she should, Miss Callis said, okay, well, then you're not going to play his song. Like, that is my song. Like, I have the rights to it. You're
yeah,
not allowed to use it. So all of a sudden, it's like within a week, John Middleton has dug himself a hole that all of a sudden, where Phillies fans are kind of like, okay, not only are you not building us a winner, but now you're taking away all of the traditions that we all grew up with, that we all love. For what? Like, so what? We're just going to have advertisements everywhere for teams that can't win a World Series? Like, really? Is this what we're going to do? It's
it's
frustrating, man.
you don't want to look at it as disrespect because you can't. This is one of those like meet your heroes situations where it's like you can't imagine the team that you love being disrespectful to someone that saw the best and worst days of this franchise. I mean, he saw both championships this team won. He saw all of the bad days, except for, the three pass. And then you also had his children, Kane, Todd, and I want to say Brad was also involved as well in the organization at some point or another. Kane has performed the national anthem at Citizens Bank quite a few times. He's done consecutive home openers standing by his dad's statue. And then Todd Callis, he was the Tampa Bay Rays.
I think so.
Yeah, he was the Rays broadcaster because, I mean, you can't have a family with better voices for radio and broadcasting than that family right there. Harry had one of the best voices of all time. Kane, this thing's like a friggin' angel. Friggin' angel who hasn't passed. That's how important he is. Todd, oh, mellow. Rock me to sleep. Please. It's like smooth jazz, except cool. But like the blatant disrespect from that family. Ghost Energy has paid you enough money that 20K means nothing. 20K falls out of Middleton's pocket and he goes, that's some pennies. Don't worry about it.
Like I had said it to you earlier, like the Phillies pinching 20K, acting like they didn't just give a declining JT Realmuto $45 million over the next 3 years is what pisses me off the most. Like I would have much rather brought in a younger free agent catcher who may actually have some success here over whatever the hell JT Realmuto has been doing for the past year. He's been catching these guys for years now. He knows what to call and when and all this and all. That's great, dude. Like, but you're also talking to fans who watch Carlos Ruiz stay here past the point that he should have been gone. And I love Carlos Ruiz. I am a huge Chooch fan. But the writing was on the wall after a point where Chooch, like, he wasn't hitting. Like, he was grounding and, like, when he came up to bat with a runner on first with one out, you were like, well, this is going to commercial because this is a double play. Voila, he hits in a double play. They hung on to him way too long. He was no longer the guy he was. He went to Seattle. The Dodgers had a couple games here and there where he was okay. And then he rode off into the sunset. Why couldn't we have just
Yeah.
allowed JT to do the same thing? Like, I would rather go through a couple years, maybe 2 or 3 years, where we have to bring in different guys to try and make work rather than keeping JT Realmuto here for what? His bat, it's been non-existent. His defense, okay, he's probably like top 10 because I feel like top 5 is being a little too nice because now with all these younger catchers coming in the league and you see how good they are, you're like, oh, dude, like you can kind of see where JT's age is kicking in. I wasn't expecting an offseason full of giant moves that were really going to push the needle, but like John Middleton has just all of a sudden just made like he's got two buttons in front of him. One is glowing red with danger, and the other one is a safe green button. He is smacking the out of this danger button, and everyone's like, "Stop! Like, what are you doing?"
Dude, his soundboard is like borderline evil at this point, and he hits every evil button.
Like, have you seen the meme with the green lizard and the funny eyes? Every time he hits the button, it's just lizard, lizard.
Lizard, 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 lizard.
That's what I imagine John
Yes.
Middleton is doing to this button. Like he is lizarding this button. Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's a bigger weenie right now in baseball than John Middleton, who is just managing to do all of the wrong things. All the wrong things. Truth, care, truth
Yeah.
brings. Like, that's John Middleton right now. Shout out Blink 182. So, John, congratulations. You just made the list of Weenies of the Week. Brought to you by Wolfgang's Wieners. Slapping wieners in buns since 1901s. If you're going to put a wiener in your mouth, make it a Wolfgang's. Thank you very much for sponsoring this video.
Hey, it's worth it. It's worth it. I mean, you spend the money, that money better be well spent on a Wolfgang's wiener.
It's a shame that Citizens Bank has made all these changes, and yet they've refused to move away from ballpark franks and just bring Wolfgang's Wieners into Citizens Bank Park. If you want to sell hot dogs for your buy one get one night, you need to offer the people a good hot dog that makes them want more than one. Yeah, is a ballpark frank good? No. Do I want two of them? Hell no. Is a Wolfgang Wiener good? Yes. Do I want two of them? Yes. Would I like four of them? Absolutely. That's how you get your money.
Yeah.
You sell the people good food.
You can't go into the stadium now and expect to find just a good dog. You have to find the best dog. And unfortunately, the best dog is not at Citizens Bank Park. The best dog is at Wolfgang's Wieners. But instead, you can have Santos sliders, or a Schwarber Sundae, or some Bulls barbecue, or some Chickies and Pete's crab fries. But, okay, there's nothing like waking up and smelling a Wolfgang's cooking. And your first thoughts when you open your eyes are go. Exactly like Obi-Wan. Hello there. It's just unfair. They beat everyone.
I keep forgetting since we didn't have an episode a couple weeks ago. I do need to talk about the dog of the month. There's a couple days left, unfortunately, but you can go to any of the Wolfgang food stands, any of the food trucks. They're all over. You can't miss them. And you tell them that you want the dog of the month, the Dublin dog. It's kind of an ode to St. Patty's Day. And let me tell you about this thing.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a Wolfgang hot dog, a Martin potato bun, crispy bacon bits, and topped with the finest Irish drinking beer, a Guinness beer cheese. Guys, let me tell you something. I stopped by a couple Wolfgang food trucks and they were slinging these things like frisbees at the people.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
it was incredible.
Didn't he tell us he's didn't he tell us he sold out on St. Patty's Day before 1 o'clock?
Yeah. They were completely out of everything. There were people tearing at the door like, I need another one. He's like, brother, I can't help you. I don't have it. Even the beer cheese is gone. Like, they cleaned that truck out. They were fearing for their lives. Luckily, they all made it out okay. They were safe. But my God, if there's one thing that the Irish love, it's a good old Dublin dog.
If there's one thing we have left on today's agenda, it's not a big thing. It's also not a small thing. Let's talk about how good it is to have baseball back and what it means to you and what your wants and desires and basically your prediction for this season. Not necessarily just for the Phillies, obviously, because we care about all of baseball, except for the Mets. But yes, let's talk about predictions. I mean, first episode of the season. We have to do what we always do. Predictions.
Oh yeah. My prediction. This is tough because I haven't really given a lot of thought to predictions, but there
Okay,
is
well
one.
let's make it easy. Let's make it easy. We can go more in depth next week
Okay.
because Jay, I'm not sure if you're ready to put that stamp of approval on it, but are we now moving back to weekly episodic episodes?
It could be a thing. After we finish this recording, I'm going to look over everything, make sure everything comes out clear. I'm going to have Z take a look at it, make sure we are all good, make sure there's no hiccups. Because I don't want to come out and tell the people, like, we're back, we're officially back. Give me a couple days to get this thing figured out, make sure that everything's perfect. If everything's
Okay.
perfect, we'll go from there. But I don't want to make any promises. Obviously, shout out to Zencaster again for having us. We're happy to be here, and we're hoping that this leads to a long, happy work relationship. Not the Tony Clark type, but a very successful run here on Zencaster.
So, well, let's just leave it right now. Who will be your best team this season and your worst team? So let's go record wise because you and me have been spot on for the past two seasons with the worst teams. I bet that the White Sox 2 years ago were going to be the worst team in baseball history, and they came extremely close. You said last year that it would be the Rockies. Who do you got this year as being the biggest?
So my dog team for this year, and they've already made a move that kind of solidified that position for me. It's going to be the Washington Nationals. The minute I
Oh,
saw that Dylan Cruz got sent down to AAA, listen, I know Dylan Cruz has not been the hitter that they've been
advertise.
expecting, but in a season where you kind of have nothing to lose, why not give Dylan Cruz a playing time to get himself started? Not only that, but you traded Mackenzie Gore for a bunch of pieces. I mean, listen, pieces are nice to have, but there's never a guarantee that they work out. Just look at what the Marlins got for Giancarlo Stanton. Like, I think all those guys are out of baseball at this point. Uh, yeah, I think it's going to be the Nationals by a healthy margin. I think they're going to go around like 58 and 104, I want to say. And for my best team, this may come as a shocker because I think that there's a very good chance that they could win probably 97, 98 games. Give me the Seattle Mariners. I really like what the Mariners have this year. They're pitching easily top three, but the players that they have
Yes,
on the
yes.
field, it's not a underrated group, but it is a group that can definitely go on a nice hot run. Like, yeah, give me the Mariners with like 97 wins as the best team, and give me the Nationals with 58 wins as the worst team. What do you got, Richie?
I'm writing this down. So we have been regular season merchants for the past several years, as the Phillies being one of the top wins team. I mean, I don't see how we do that this year. I Everyone in the league has either gotten better or worse. Do I want to say the Dodgers are the most wins this year? No, I'm gonna do something that's kind of just owed to them. I think Toronto is going to lead the league in wins this year. Last year it was the Brewers. I think Toronto is going to lead the league in wins this year, obviously barring injuries. I'm
Yeah,
not going to put a
I
number,
mean,
but I'm going to say
okay.
I'm going to say they lead the league in wins.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Worst team? You have a couple to choose from. Two were in the NL East. You got the Marlins and the Nationals. The Marlins haven't done much to get better. They subtracted one of their easy 10 plus win pitchers. I mean, Ever Cabrera is now on the Cubs, and they got rid of what, Ryan Weathers to the Yankees? Yeah,
Yeah,
Weathers. And then they got Owen Cassey back from
yeah,
the Cubs. So I mean, that's some offense, but I mean, you really hope that Kyle Stowers can replicate his second half last year, where he was one of the hottest hitters in baseball for a solid 4 weeks, and then he got hurt. Unfortunately, at the end of the season early. They just don't have. They don't have the track record of being able to maintain health as a team, but they also don't have the track record of being able to continually replicate that. The Nationals, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, Dylan Cruz, CJ Abrams spending too much money and time at the casino, and then the fact that the Nationals pitching staff didn't want Griff McCarry. What a pretty good spring for them. Thankfully, he's back in welcoming arms in Lehigh. He might be one of the first call ups if there's an injury in the bullpen for the Phils. I mean, that's like your 1 and 2, but your 1A has to still be the Rockies. They did nothing to improve. I mean, I guess the best way to describe it is, oh well. Like, you look at that team, you look at that franchise. You have, as always, a decent offense. You have a catcher who, if they didn't play there, could be a top five catcher if they could replicate stats everywhere else. I mean, Hunter Goodman had an incredible catching season last year.
yeah,
That's neither here nor there. It's Nico Tovar, incredible talent. Could he do that anywhere else? Mickey Moniak, you said earlier, let's see, get hurt. So that's not great. And I mean, their pitching is it's their pitching. So I don't really even know how to describe it. It's just every single time a pitcher comes onto that mound, it's who cares? So it's gotta be Colorado as the worst team this year. I'm gonna stick with them again, along like you last year.
yeah. I mean,
It is what it is.
I definitely think Colorado's a safe pick. And I'll be honest, I think between them and the Nationals, it'll be very close. But I do think Colorado just has a couple pieces that they can still bring up to make an impact. Like they still have Charlie Condon, who is one of their top prospects, if not their top prospect. And then at the same time, they also get back Zach Fiend, who is still built like an absolute brick house. They still have top prospect Chase Dolander, who's coming out of the bullpen, surprisingly. You're not going to see Ethan Holiday as he's only still an A ball. Like they do have a good amount of pieces, and a lot of their top prospects are down in A ball. So it's going to be a while until you really see them. But they do have some pieces down in Double A, Triple A that you very well could see this year to make an impact. I'm looking forward to seeing what Zach Veen can do, especially in Colorado. And now that he's swinging for power, I definitely think he's got 30 home run potential. And I think this is going to be a team that is going to call up Charlie Condon at some point this year. And I feel like once that happens, it's going to be like, okay, now we go.
I agree with you. They have options in the minors. Just how far away are they? But then you also look at the Nationals. I mean, they also traded away Mackenzie Gore, who we'll see, I think, Sunday against the Phils. I think he's in number three,
Yeah, he's pitching Sunday.
as he should be. I mean, the kid's got stuff, dude. I mean, can't argue with his quality and stuff. It's just he played on the Nationals last year, dude.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I will give the Nationals credit for, and it pisses me off because the Phillies should have been all over this. Like, Phillies definitely should have made a trade if Mariners made them available. I wish they would have gone out and got Harry Ford because Harry Ford is easily
Oh, I know,
was the
I
biggest
know.
blocked catcher behind Cal Raleigh, and I didn't even think about it until the news broke because I was like, damn, dude, like Harry Ford's a top catching prospect. And I can't believe I didn't even think that he was behind
Yes,
Cal Raleigh, who's definitely getting an
I
extension.
yeah, and Cal's still young too.
Yeah,
So you got that, and then who's the Pirates catcher who's seemingly a snub,
Henry
an
Davis.
absolute bust. Yeah, it's a shame because that kid had talent, still has talent. It's just can't piece it together.
I feel like Henry Davis is someone that I would definitely take a flyer on. Like if the Pirates are like, yeah, like this isn't working for us, I would want the Phillies to call immediately and be like, all right, listen, what do you want for Davis? Because I feel like Davis is definitely the type of player that's either going to go somewhere else where he's got protection in the lineup and start swinging. Like the worst thing that he can do is come here and fail and be like, like, all right, so his time in Pittsburgh was kind of his level, which you know what, dude, shit happens. Not everyone's going to work out. If he does work out and you get a young catcher for the future, someone that can step in for JT Romuto, dude, immediately an upgrade. I would take Davis on this team tomorrow for the right deal.
Yeah, I mean, it shouldn't cost much if you have basically a failed prospect or just, for lack of better words, a bust. Like you consider Dylan Cruz or Henry Davis at this point. Not entirely call them that, but I mean they're on the cusp.
Yeah.
It shouldn't take much to take that off your hands, but also at the same time, teams covet prospects to a point that we have seen all too well as a Phillies fan of being screwed because the prospect does not amount to nothing. Cornelius Randolph.
Oh, God, I remember that pick.
Who was it that you and me watched at the draft at my house? Oh man, it was our first overall, or it was our first round pick, and we both went, "What was it, Cornelius?"
Yeah, that might have been Cornelius Randolph.
Oh,
Uh,
a high school hitter who had no pop. Is he still in the league?
no, because funny enough, someone made a video on him, I think on YouTube, and because I remember watching, I was like, "What happened to Cornelius Randolph?" Like after his time in Chicago, I think the highest he got was either Double A or Triple A, and he hit for like 1 year in Chicago, and it looked good. And then he took just the biggest back step and slowly started falling down the rankings. And now I think he's playing like independent ball somewhere. So it hasn't exactly been the
Mexican League last year.
okay. So yeah, he's pretty much out of out of baseball.
Oops. Okay. Yeah, sorry, Cornelius. Wish the best to you. I hope that car wash you work at during the off season is not too cold and people go year round. So yeah, sorry, bud.
Well wishes, pal. Well wishes.
Yeah,
Oh, oh, that's so rough, dude. Oh, 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 brother. Oh, I just got sent a video. That's rough. Jack Jackson Merrill robbed Kevin McGonigles of his first home run. Dude,
I know. I saw it.
he
Oh,
crushed that ball to center. And dude, if that was Ben Revere in center field, that ball is gone. But Jackson Merrill's like 6'4". Like Jackson Merrill got to the wall and his head was over it. I was like, oh brother. I was like, that's tough.
yeah.
Dude, Michael King left that
In San
ball right
Diego,
down the middle too. He hit that 403 feet and got robbed. That hurts, but
that stinks. Well, people had plenty of other opportunities.
oh, no doubt at all.
Magoo, you know what to do. Play again tomorrow.
Yep, damn right. That's all you can do. Put the jersey back on.
But hey, also, it's got to be an honor to have your first home run, robbed by a rookie of the year.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Jackson Merrill's no slouch. The kid's talent. I've always liked him, except for when we play him. Yeah, good for him. But also, don't do that to my boy Kev. Messed
Wait a
up.
minute. Hold on. Hold the phone here. Did Kev just do what I think he just did? Damn, dude. Kev is on fire. Just drove in a couple runs for the Tigers to take the lead. Another
Good
two
shit, Kev.
RBI
Good
day.
shit.
They, this kid is going to be
Ooh,
something special, man. I can't wait to see how his career progresses. Cannot wait.
is something special.
But
You,
I do think we are getting to that time now.
I, I do too. Oh,
And
it's the good old days where we stay up late and talk baseball.
stepping into the ninth inning here for final thoughts. And Richie, do you want to lead off final thoughts or what do you think?
Oh yes, I would love to.
Okay.
So as I hinted at in the intro, this is the time of the year where you're supposed to walk into the season wide-eyed, bushy-tailed, and like you just woke up from a 16-hour slumber. Well rested, alert, and just to the point where you feel like nothing can go wrong. Your team is 2 games max into the season right now. If you're out there and you're calling for the head of a player, a coach, a franchise to just be absolutely ousted, axed, sent down to rookie league, Gulf Coast, whatever the hell you want to call it, shut the hell up. Just shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Break your fingers so you can't type on a keyboard. Keep your opinion to yourself. I am all for expressing your opinions. Let them be valid. If you are out there saying that Bryce Harper needs to just go away for a while because he didn't have a hit yesterday, neither did JT. If you need to say any of this stuff, Aaron Judge, he has 1 home run this season. We're 2 games in. Mike Trout is going back on the absolute MVP type tear. We played 2 games. If you are saying that Cal Raleigh fell off He is not the same. He will not do anything even remotely close to what he did last year. We've played 2 games. Shut up. In the politest, most non confrontational way that I can possibly say it. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to quote it. Know your role and shut your mouth. You jabroni. We're 2 games into the
Oh yeah.
season. Don't be a dick. Don't be pessimistic. Don't be scumbagish. That's not a word, but it should be. None of this tomfoolery. Grow up. Baseball's 160 more games. Respect the fact that these players made it to the majors because they are that good. Not Randall Grisham, but they are in the majors because they deserve to be. Give them more than 6 collective at bats before you start throwing them in the fire. You don't even deserve a batting average with 6 at bats. That's all I have to say about that. Now, let's do what we usually do. On this day in baseball history, in 1986, Major League Baseball's Rules Committee voted to change the designated hitter rule for the World Series, allowing a DH to be used in all games played in the AL club's home ballpark. Since 1976, the DH has been used in all games in alternating years. Now it don't matter. Everyone got the DH. They got tired of seeing anybody besides a couple pitchers hit. It don't matter. You gotta love that 40 years ago, a rule was put into effect. 38 years ago, it was changed completely, and it don't matter. 37 years ago? Are we year 2 or 3 with the universal DH? I think it's year 3, right?
Uh, yeah, I believe so. Universal DH. Yeah, implemented in 2022.
Gotcha. Okay. So we are on the 4th year of universal DH. 1986, don't mean now, but baseball birthday. The only name on this list that I recognize whatsoever. 1979, Michael Kadire, the Hall of Very Good himself. Cubs did some pretty good years in Minnesota, and I think he had 1 or 2 years with the Mets. So congratulations on being Michael Kadire and it being your birthday.
I'm not shocked that you forgot about the other team that Michael Kadire played for, but it's funny because he did have MVP votes
Yeah,
in that year.
he won a batting title for them. Oh yeah, for the Rockies. I
Yep.
forgot that.
Can we talk about how he played in 130 games and he had a 331 batting average? Like he was he
That's
was
incredible.
he was 34 years old when he put up that stat line. That is nuts. Michael Kadire's
That's incredible.
2013 season does not get talked about enough for one of the best in hitting.
20 homers, 84 RBIs, 162 hits on 489 at bats. It's not bad. I mean, 331. No matter what, that's incredible. But I mean, a 919 OPS. 919 OPS.
That was just an all-time year from him.
That's awesome. 919 OPS. I want to know who led the league that year in OPS.
It would be crazy to think if he didn't.
I'm looking.
Let's see. Wow. So Is this in both leagues? Yeah, I think this is both leagues. Miguel Cabrera led with a 1.078 OPS, and then Crush Davis for Baltimore had a 1.004 OPS, and Mike Trout finished third with a 988. So, yeah, he was ninth in OPS that year, which is insane.
With a 919 being ninth, that's too many nines. Jay, please send us off on a good note. I need it.
I got a couple final thoughts. One is that if you have not yet checked it out, there is a new, well, not totally new, but there's a newish episode of Behind the Scenes up on Tommy Agee, former Mets player who was on the Miracle Mets team, which was fan requested, by the way, which was very awesome. I love that people are starting to get more involved with it.
That's
And
fantastic.
shout out to the guy who put the 1 through 9 hitters of the three-peat Oakland Athletics. I was like, dude, I did Vita Blue months ago. Like, for the time being, I think you're just gonna have to settle with that because I have about 7 guys that I have to work on. I do have one written. It's just a matter of getting it recorded at this point. But when that happens, I will be sure to let everyone know. My second final thought is just wanted to thank everybody for tuning in to the podcast because our last episode 71, where we talked about Tony Clark and his situation, was one of the best episodes that not only we recorded, but did the most downloads that we've seen in a long time. So it is incredible to see those numbers going back up, especially when we had a chance to talk about Tony Clark and his wrongdoings with his sister-in-law. Just absolutely love that you guys enjoyed that episode so much. And then for my third and final thought, I'm thinking about starting another series. I do have a script written up. It's just a matter of, one, if I want to do it, and two, if I think it's going to be successful. I'm a little in the middle right now. Could it work? Yes. Will it work? Maybe. I feel like a lot of other baseball YouTubers have kind of taken this path, and I don't want to follow it, to be honest with you. I do think it's a good video topic, and if anyone's going to make it, I feel like it'll probably be me. It's just a matter of, is it worth putting out there? Which, as everyone always
Is it worth
says,
it? I mean, worth it.
exactly.
Wet.
Like as everyone says, any kind of publicity is good publicity. So we'll see. But overall, just wanted to thank you guys, as always, for tuning into the podcast and checking out everything we have going on. Remember to follow us on Instagram. Instagram is Infield Media. Twitter, we're probably going to start one up again soon with all of the action coming your way. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you guys so very much.
We love you. We appreciate you. And most importantly, we want to hear from you. We like hearing from you. Keep talking to us. Don't box us out. I hate when you do that.
Thank you guys so very much for tuning in to episode 72 of Drunks on the Pond. DOTP, yeah, you know me. I'm Jay. That's Rich. We will see you guys possibly next week. But for the time being, Z, I need you to do me a favor, baby. Hit that music. Because it's time to wrap it up and get the hell on out of here. Peace.